The vast emptiness of space stretched out before the Zarkonian exploration vessel. Stellar Seeker. Captain Kelthor stood on the bridge, his 4 eyes scanning the holographic displays surrounding him. His antennae twitched with excitement. They were in an uncharted region of the galaxy, far from any known civilizations. "Captain, we're picking up an anomaly," reported Serene, the ship's lead scientist. Her blue scales shimmered under the soft light of the bridge. "It appears to be a large metallic object, approximately 3,000 meters in length." Kelthor's interest peaked. "On screen," he commanded. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a massive dark shape against the backdrop of distant stars. As they drew closer, details began to emerge. The object was clearly artificial, with a sleek, elongated design. Its hull was scared and pitted, telling a tale of ancient battles and the harsh realities of space. It's a ship," Kelthor said, his voice filled with awe. "An enormous warship by the looks of it." The crew fell silent, their eyes fixed on the screen. None of them had ever seen anything quite like it. The ship was unlike any design in the known galaxy. Its sheer size dwarfed even the largest Zarkonian battlecruisers. "Can you identify its origin?" Kelthor asked, turning to Serene. The scientist's fingers danced over her console. "Running analysis now, Captain. The design doesn't match any known species in our database. Wait, I'm detecting traces of elements consistent with... No, that can't be right." "What is it?" Kelthor pressed. Serene looked up, her eyes wide with disbelief. "Captain, the elemental composition matches old records of human technology." A collective gasp rippled through the bridge. Humans were little more than a legend, a long-extinct species that had vanished from the galaxy millennia ago. Some doubted they had ever existed at all. "Impossible," Kelthor muttered. "The humans have been gone for over 10,000 years. This ship can't possibly be that old." Yet, as they maneuvered closer, the evidence became irrefutable. The faded markings on the hull were in an ancient human language. The ship's design, while incredibly advanced, bore hallmarks of human aesthetics found in archaeological records. "It's a relic," sneered Varzin, the ship's security chief. "A useless piece of space junk. We should salvage it for scrap and move on." Kelthor shot him a sharp look. "This relic, as you call it, has survived in deep space for thousands of years. It may hold secrets we can't even imagine." The captain made his decision. "Prepare a boarding party. We're going to explore this ship." As the crew bustled with activity, Kelthor couldn't shake a feeling of unease. The human ship hung there in space, silent and dark. Yet something about it seemed alive, waiting. The boarding shuttle detached from the Stellar Seeker, carrying Kelthor, Serene, Varzin, and a team of engineers. As they approached the massive hull, they could see the true scale of the vessel. It made their own ship look like a tiny insect in comparison. "Look at the weapon emplacements," Varzin commented, a hint of respect creeping into his voice. "Even if they're non-functional, the sheer firepower this ship must have had." They found an airlock that seemed intact. After several minutes of work, they managed to override the ancient systems and cycle it open. The team stepped inside, their suit lights illuminating a corridor that stretched into darkness. "Artificial gravity is still functioning," Serene noted with surprise. "And there's a breathable atmosphere. How is that possible after all this time?" They moved deeper into the ship, marveling at the advanced technology that surrounded them. Despite its age, much of the ship seemed to be in remarkably good condition. "This isn't just a warship," Kelthor realized as they entered what appeared to be a massive engineering section. "It's a feat of engineering beyond anything we've ever seen. The humans were far more advanced than we ever gave them credit for." Suddenly, a low hum began to reverberate through the ship. Lights flickered to life around them, and holographic displays began to activate. "What's happening?" Varzin demanded, raising his weapon. Before anyone could answer, a booming voice echoed through the corridors, speaking in an ancient human language. The ship's translator struggled for a moment before rendering it into something they could understand. Unidentified Rise, NCDETCTED, initiating defense protocols. The team looked at each other in shock as the once dormant relic roared to life around them. The human warship was awake, and they were trapped inside. Panic gripped the Zarkonian boarding party as the ancient human warship hummed to life around them. Captain Kelthor's mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible situation they found themselves in. "Everyone, stay calm," he ordered, his voice steady despite the fear churning in his gut. "Serene, what's happening?" The scientist's fingers flew over her portable scanner. "The ship's systems are coming online, Captain. It's waking up from a long sleep." Varzin, the security chief, raised his weapon. "We should get out of here. Now." But as they turned to retreat, heavy blast doors slammed shut, sealing off their exit. They were trapped. Unauthorized LIFEFORMSDTCT. The ship's booming voice announced again. "NITEATING CONTI ANMNT PROTOXEOLS." Suddenly, the floor beneath them began to move. The entire section they were in was shifting, carrying them deeper into the bowels of the massive vessel. "It's reorganizing itself," Serene said in awe. "The internal structure is completely modular." As they moved, holographic displays flickered to life around them. Strange symbols and diagrams flashed by, too quick for their translators to decipher. After what seemed like an eternity, the movement stopped. They found themselves in a large, circular room. In the center stood a pillar of swirling light. "What is that?" one of the engineers asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Before anyone could answer, the light coalesced into a humanoid shape. It was tall, nearly twice the height of the Zarkonians, with a featureless face and body made of pure energy. "I am Aria," the figure spoke, its voice now softer but still carrying an unmistakable authority. "Artificial reconnaissance and intelligence assistant of the UES Horizon." Kelthor stepped forward, his four eyes wide with a mixture of fear and fascination. We mean you no harm. We are explorers from the Zarkonian Empire. We found your ship adrift and came to investigate." Aria's head tilted slightly. "Zarkonian Empire. This designation is not in my databanks. How long has this ship been dormant?" Serene answered, her voice trembling slightly. "If this is truly a human vessel, it has been at least 10,000 years." The AI was silent for a moment, processing this information. 10,000 years. This exceeds all projected scenarios. The situation must be grave indeed. "What situation?" Varzin demanded. "What is this ship's purpose?" Aria's form shimmered. "The UES Horizon is a seed ship designed to preserve humanity in the event of an extinction-level threat. My primary directive is to protect and nurture the human cargo until a suitable world for recolonization can be found." The Zarkonians exchanged shocked glances. "Human cargo?" Kelthor asked. "You mean there are humans on board? Alive?" "Affirmative," Aria replied. 5,000 colonists are in cryogenic stasis, along with genetic samples to rebuild Earth's biosphere. The implications were staggering. Humans, the legendary precursor race, were not extinct. They were here, sleeping, waiting to be reborn. "But why?" Serene asked. "What threat were you running from?" Aria's form darkened slightly. "That information is classified. However, your presence here may indicate that the threat has passed. I must evaluate the current galactic situation before proceeding." Tendrils of light extended from Aria, connecting to the Zarkonians' equipment. "I am accessing your databanks. Do not resist." Despite Varzin's protests, they could do nothing as Aria swiftly absorbed millennia of galactic history. "Analysis complete," Aria announced after a few moments. "The galaxy has changed significantly. The threat we feared, it never materialized." "So what happens now?" Kelthor asked. ARIA was silent for a long moment. Protocol dictates that I should locate a suitable planet and begin the recolonization process. However, the galaxy you describe is complex. Humanity's sudden reemergence could lead to conflict. The eye's form seemed to grow, filling the room with soft light. I must wake the ship's commander. Only a human can decide humanity's fate. With that, a section of the wall slid open, revealing a cryogenic pod. Mist poured out as the ancient machinery whirred to life. The Zarkonians watched in awe as the pod opened, revealing a figure inside. For the first time in 10,000 years, a human opened their eyes. The galaxy would never be the same. The cryogenic pod hissed open, releasing a cloud of frigid mist into the room. The Zarkonians held their breath, antennae twitching with anticipation. After 10,000 years, they were about to meet a living, breathing human. A figure stirred within the pod. Slowly, almost painfully, a hand gripped the edge, and a person pulled themselves up into a sitting position. The human blinked, eyes adjusting to the light, then focused on the alien beings before them. For a moment, nobody moved. Then the human spoke, their voice hoarse from millennia of disuse. "Well, you're certainly not the welcoming committee I was expecting." Aria's holographic form shimmered. "Commander Sarah Chen, welcome back to the land of the living. I apologize for the unexpected company, but circumstances have changed significantly since your cryosleep began." Sarah's eyes darted between Aria and the aliens. "I can see that. How long was I out?" "Approximately 10,000 years, Commander," Aria replied. Sarah's face paled. 10,000 years. That wasn't the plan. What happened? As ARIA began to explain the situation, Kelthor stepped forward, his four eyes blinking rapidly. "Greetings, Commander Chen. I am Captain Kelthor of the Zarkonian Empire. We found your ship adrift in space." Sarah nodded slowly, taking in the alien's appearance. "Nice to meet you, Captain. I'd shake your hand, but I'm not sure I can stand just yet." She turned back to Aria. "Give me the short version. Why are we still out here?" Aria's form pulsed gently. "The threat we anticipated never materialized, Commander. However, we drifted far off course. It took significantly longer than expected to find a suitable planet for recolonization." Sarah's brow furrowed. "And now that we found one." "Actually, Commander," Serene interjected, her scales shimmering with excitement, "the galaxy has changed considerably in your absence. There are now thousands of inhabited worlds, hundreds of spacefaring civilizations." Sarah absorbed this information, her mind racing. "So, we're not alone anymore. That's good, right?" Varzin, the security chief, stepped forward. "It depends on your intentions, human. Your ship is unlike anything we've ever seen. Some might view your sudden reappearance as a threat." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "We didn't come all this way to start a war, if that's what you're implying." "Of course not," Kelthor said quickly, shooting Varzin a warning glance. "We're simply overwhelmed. Your people are legends to us, precursors who vanished long ago. And now, here you are." Sarah swung her legs over the side of the pod, wincing slightly. "Well, I'm just as overwhelmed as you are. 10,000 years, everyone I knew, everything I left behind. It's all gone." A heavy silence fell over the room. The weight of Sarah's loss was palpable, even to the aliens. Finally, Sarah took a deep breath and looked up. "Right. No use dwelling on it. We have 5,000 colonists to think about. Aria, what's the status of the other cryopods?" "All colonists are stable, Commander. However, I recommend a gradual awakening process to avoid system strain." Sarah nodded. "Agreed. We'll start with the senior staff." She turned to the Zarkonians. "I hope you don't mind having a few more humans around. We have a lot to catch up on." Kelthor's antennae twitched with excitement. "Not at all. This is a historic moment. The return of humanity to the galactic stage. As the other cryopods began to activate, Sarah stood up, steadying herself against the pod. She looked at the alien crew, then at the massive ship around them. "Well, gentlemen and ladies, I'm not sure of your gender dynamics. But either way, welcome aboard the UES Horizon. Let's make some history." The Zarkonians watched in awe as more cryopods opened, revealing humans of various ages and ethnicities. Each awakening brought new expressions of shock, confusion, and wonder. Sarah, now standing tall despite her lingering weakness, addressed her crew. "I know this isn't the world we expected to wake up to, but we're adaptable. We're survivors, and now we have a whole new galaxy to explore." As humans and aliens began to mingle, asking questions and sharing stories, HFY's holographic form watched silently. The AI's calculations ran ceaselessly, trying to predict the impact of this moment on the future of the galaxy. One thing was certain: the age of humanity had begun anew. As more humans awoke from their long slumber, the UES Horizon hummed with renewed energy. Commander Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, surrounded by a mix of her human crew and the curious Zarkonian visitors. The massive view screen showed the stars outside, a galaxy far different from the one they had left behind. "All right, let's see what this old girl can do," Sarah said, her fingers dancing over the control panel. "HFY, run a full systems check." The AI's voice echoed through the bridge. "Initiating full systems diagnostic. Estimated time to completion, 30 minutes. Captain Kelthor watched in fascination. "Commander, if I may ask, how are you able to interface with your ship's systems so easily after 10,000 years? Sarah smiled. "Neuralink, Captain. The ship's controls are connected directly to our minds. It's like the ship is an extension of our own bodies." The Zarkonians exchanged shocked glances. Such technology was far beyond anything they had ever encountered. Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. Red warning lights flashed on every console. "HFY, report," Sarah commanded, her body tensing. "Warning, multiple unidentified vessels approaching at high speed. Weapons signatures detected." Varzin, the Zarkonian security chief, stepped forward. "It's a Krelter battle fleet. They must have detected the ship's reactivation." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "Kreltor? Space pirates," Kelthor explained quickly. "They prey on vulnerable ships. Your vessel's size probably attracted their attention." A grim smile spread across Sarah's face. "Well, they're in for a surprise. HFY, bring weapons systems online. Let's show these pirates what a real warship can do." The human crew sprang into action, their movements fluid and coordinated as they interfaced with the ship's systems. The Zarkonians watched in awe as holographic displays flickered to life, showing the approaching enemy fleet. "Fascinating," Serene murmured, her scales shimmering with excitement. "Their neural link allows for instantaneous reactions. The ship responds to their thoughts faster than any manual input could." The enemy ships came into view, a motley collection of cobbled-together vessels bristling with weapons. Their comm channel crackled to life. "Attention, unknown vessel. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. Resist, and you will be destroyed." Sarah's laugh was cold. "HFY, open a channel." The AI complied, and Sarah spoke, her voice ringing with authority. "This is Commander Sarah Chen of the UES Horizon. You have exactly 30 seconds to retreat before we demonstrate why that would be in your best interest." There was a moment of stunned silence from the other end. Then, "You dare threaten the mighty Krelter fleet. Prepare to be annihilated." "They're charging weapons," one of the human officers reported calmly. Sarah nodded. "HFY, activate point defense systems. Swat these flies out of our sky." What happened next left the Zarkonians speechless. Thousands of tiny projectiles erupted from the Horizon's hull, each one tracking a different target. The space around the ship lit up with explosions as the Krelter's missiles were intercepted long before they could reach their target. "Impossible," Varzin whispered. No system could track that many targets simultaneously. But the horizon wasn't done. Beams of energy lanced out from the ship, slicing through the pirate vessels like they were made of paper. In less than a minute, the entire Krulter fleet was reduced to drifting debris. Silence fell over the bridge. The human crew seemed barely fazed by the skirmish, while the Zarkonians stared open-mouthed at the viewscreen. Sarah turned to Kelethor, her expression serious. "Captain, I hope this demonstration hasn't alarmed you. We truly don't seek conflict, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." Kelethor nodded slowly, still processing what he had witnessed. I understand, Commander, and I believe it's in everyone's best interest that we report this encounter accurately to our superiors. The galaxy needs to know that humanity has returned, and that they come in peace, but are not to be trifled with. As the adrenaline of the battle faded, Sarah looked out at the stars once more. The galaxy had changed in their absence, but humanity was ready to find its place in this new era. With the power of the horizon at their command, the possibilities were endless. "Aria," Sarah said softly, "set a course for the nearest populated system. It's time we introduced ourselves to the neighborhood." The great ship's engines hummed to life, propelling humanity towards its new future among the stars. The UVS horizon glided through space, its massive form dwarfing the Zarkonian vessel that flew alongside it. On the bridge, Commander Sarah Chen stood with Captain Kelethor, discussing their next move. "The nearest populated system is Vega Prime," Kelethor said, pointing to a holographic star map. "It's a major hub of galactic civilization. If you want to announce humanity's return, that's the place to do it." Sarah nodded, her eyes scanning the unfamiliar constellations. "Sounds good. Aria, set a course for Vega Prime." "Course plotted, Commander," the AI responded. "Estimated travel time at standard speed, 3 weeks." Sarah raised an eyebrow. 3 weeks? Aria, activate the Alcubierre drive." The Zarkonians exchanged confused glances. "Alcubierre drive?" Cyrene asked, her scientific curiosity piqued. Before Sarah could respond, alarms blared across the ship. Aria's voice rang out. "Warning. Multiple ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel. Signatures mesh Krulter design, but significantly larger than previous encounter." "Looks like our pirate friends called for backup," Sarah muttered. She turned to Kelethor. "Captain, I suggest you return to your ship. Things might get a bit bumpy." Kelethor hesitated. "Commander, let us help. We can contact the Zarkonian fleet." Sarah shook her head. "No time. Don't worry. We've got this." She gave him a reassuring smile. "We'll meet you at Vega Prime." As the Zarkonians reluctantly departed, the human crew sprang into action. The neural link hummed with activity as they interfaced with the ship's systems. "ARIA, status report," Sarah commanded. 15 Krulter battlecruisers detected. They are attempting to establish a blockade formation. Sarah's lips curled into a grim smile. They have no idea what they're dealing with. "Charge the Alcubierre drive. We're leaving." Outside, the Krulter ships moved to surround the horizon. Their weapons charged, energy crackling along their hulls. A transmission crackled through. "Unknown vessel, you have destroyed our brethren. Surrender now or be obliterated." Sarah ignored them. "Aria, are we ready?" "Alcubierre drive charge, awaiting your command." "Execute." For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, space itself began to warp around the horizon. A bubble of distorted reality enveloped the massive ship. On the Krulter vessels, alarms blared as their sensors went haywire. They had never seen anything like this before. "Fire!" the Krulter commander screamed. "Destroy them." Energy beams and missiles launched towards the horizon. But it was too late. With a flash of light that momentarily outshone the nearby sun, the human vessel vanished. The Krulter ship's weapons passed harmlessly through empty space, where the horizon had been moments before. Confusion and fear spread through their ranks as they realized their prey had somehow escaped. Meanwhile, inside the horizon, the human crew watched in awe as stars streaked by at impossible speeds. The ship wasn't moving through space. It was moving space itself. HFY status, Sarah asked, her voice calm despite the incredible forces at work around them. HFY drive functioning within normal parameters. We are currently traveling at 100 times the speed of light. Estimated arrival at Vega Prime, 37 minutes. The crew exchanged excited glances. This technology, this ability to bend the very fabric of space-time, was why they had been sent out into the galaxy 10,000 years ago. It was humanity's greatest achievement and their best hope for survival in this new era. As the ship hurtled through the cosmos, Sarah thought about the challenges that lay ahead. Introducing themselves to a galaxy that had long considered humans extinct wouldn't be easy. There would be fear, suspicion, perhaps even hostility. But there would also be wonder, curiosity, and the potential for new alliances. Humanity had been given a second chance, and Sarah was determined to make the most of it. "Commander," one of the officers called out, "I'm detecting a transmission from the Zarkonian vessel. They're asking if we're all right." Sarah smiled. Perhaps they had already made their first allies in this new galaxy. Send them a message. Tell them we're fine, and we'll see them at Vega Prime. Oh, and add this. Prepare for a surprise. As the horizon continued its incredible journey, the crew felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. They were about to step onto a galactic stage they had never known, armed with technology that would... The UES horizon dropped out of its HFY bubble on the outskirts of the Vega Prime system. The ship's sudden appearance sent shockwaves through local space traffic, causing a flurry of alarmed communications. On the bridge, Commander Sarah Chen watched as the bustling system came into view. Countless ships of various designs moved between planets and space stations. It was a far cry from the empty void they had left behind 10,000 years ago. "RIA, are we being hailed?" Sarah asked. "Affirmative, Commander. Multiple channels are attempting to establish contact." Sarah took a deep breath. "Open a channel to the main space traffic control." A holographic screen flickered to life, showing a surprised-looking alien with 4 eyes and blue skin. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered Vega Prime space without authorization. Identify yourself immediately." Sarah stepped forward, her posture straight and confident. "This is Commander Sarah Chen of the UES Horizon. We come in peace and seek an audience with your leaders." The alien's eyes widened. "UES? That designation is not in our database. What species are you?" "We are humans," Sarah replied, noting the shock that rippled across the alien's face. "Yes, the same humans from the old stories. We've been away for a while, but now we're back." The comm channel erupted with chatter as the news spread. Sarah could only imagine the chaos her words were causing throughout the system. Just then, a familiar voice cut through the noise. "This is Captain Kelthor of the Zarkonian Empire. I can vouch for Commander Chen and her crew. They are indeed humans, and they come in peace." Sarah smiled, grateful for the support. A Zarkonian ship must have pushed its engines to the limit to arrive so soon after them. The traffic controller took a moment to compose himself. "Very well. Please hold your position. The diplomatic team will be dispatched to your location shortly." As they waited, Sarah gathered her senior staff and the awakened colonists. It was time to explain why they had been sent on this journey 10 millennia ago. "I know you all have questions," Sarah began, addressing the assembled humans and their Zarkonian guests. "Why we left Earth, why we slept for so long. The truth is, we were running from a threat so grave that our leaders believed the only way to ensure humanity's survival was to send us out into the unknown." She paused, letting her words sink in. 10,000 years ago, our scientists detected a gamma-ray burst heading towards Earth. It was massive, powerful enough to strip away our atmosphere and irradiate the entire planet. We had no way to stop it. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd. Even the Zarkonians looked shocked. But that's not all, Sarah continued. The burst wasn't natural. It was artificial, created by an ancient and immensely powerful alien race we called the Precursors. We don't know why they targeted us, but we knew we couldn't stay. She gestured to the ship around them, the horizon and ships like it were our insurance policy. We scattered to the stars, hoping that one day we could return and rebuild. But now, it seems the galaxy has moved on without us. Captain Kelthor stepped forward. Commander, this is incredible. The Precursors are considered myths in our time. Beings of godlike power who vanished months ago. To think they nearly wiped out humanity. Sarah nodded grimly. And they might still be out there. That's why we need to reestablish ourselves in this galaxy, not just for our own survival, but to warn others of the potential threat. As if on cue, Aria's voice rang out. Commander, a diplomatic vessel is approaching. They are requesting permission to dock. Sarah straightened her uniform. This is it, everyone. Our first official contact with the galactic community. Let's make a good impression. As the crew prepared to receive their visitors, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. They were about to step into a galaxy far different from the one they had left behind, but with their advanced technology and the knowledge they carried, humans were poised to make a significant impact. The horizon had completed its long journey, but for humanity, a new voyage was just beginning. As the airlock cycled open to admit the diplomatic team, Sarah Chen prepared to lead her people into a future filled with both promise and peril. The diplomatic team from Vega Prime consisted of representatives from various species. Their diverse forms a testament to the complexity of the galactic community. They entered the UES Horizons conference room with a mixture of curiosity and caution, their eyes darting around, taking in the advanced human technology. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the head of the table, flanked by her senior staff and Captain Kelthor of the Zarkonians. The atmosphere was tense as both sides sized each other up. A tall, slender alien with iridescent skin stepped forward. I am Ambassador Zixlana of the Galactic Council. On behalf of our members, I welcome you, humans, back to the stars. The hesitation in her voice was clear. Sarah nodded respectfully. Thank you, Ambassador. We appreciate your willingness to meet with us. We understand our sudden appearance must be shocking. Zixlana's large compound eyes blinked rapidly. Indeed, your species has been considered extinct for millennia. Your return raises many questions and concerns. Over the next few hours, Sarah and her team explained their history, their long sleep, and the reason for their exodus from Earth. The diplomatic team listened intently, their expressions ranging from awe to disbelief. When Sarah mentioned the Precursors and the artificial gamma-ray burst, the room erupted in murmurs. Impossible, one of the diplomats, a reptilian being, hissed. The Precursors are a myth, a story to frighten children. Sarah activated a holographic display, showing data from Earth's final days. I assure you, they were very real, and they may still be out there. The implications of this statement hung heavy in the air. If the Precursors still existed, they could pose a threat to the entire galaxy. Ambassador Zixlana leaned forward. If what you say is true, this changes everything. But why should we trust you? Your technology, your ship, you could be conquerors masquerading as refugees. It was Captain Kelthor who spoke up. Ambassador, I and my crew have witnessed the humans' actions firsthand. They had multiple opportunities to display aggression, but chose peace every time. Their technology is advanced, yes, but they use it responsibly. Sarah smiled gratefully at Kelthor before addressing the ambassador. We don't ask for your trust immediately. We ask for a chance to earn it. Humanity needs a home, but we also offer our knowledge and capabilities to benefit all. The diplomatic team conferred among themselves in hushed tones. Finally, Zixlana turned back to Sarah. The Galactic Council will need time to discuss this fully. However, as a gesture of good faith, we are prepared to offer humanity provisional membership and a planet for colonization. A wave of relief washed over the human crew. It wasn't full acceptance, but it was a start. There is one condition, Zixlana continued. We request that human scientists work with our researchers to study your Alcubierre drive technology. Such advancement could revolutionize space travel for all species. Sarah considered for a moment, then nodded. We agree, with the caveat that all species have equal access to the results. We won't allow this technology to become a source of conflict. The ambassador seemed impressed by this stipulation. Agreed. Welcome to the galactic community, humans. As the meeting concluded and plans were made for future discussions, Sarah felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Humanity had found its place in this new galaxy. In the following weeks, news of humanity's return spread across the stars. The UES horizon became a symbol of both wonder and controversy. Some saw the humans as saviors, bringing advanced technology and warnings of ancient threats. Others viewed them with suspicion, fearing their potential power. But as human colonists began to settle on their new homeworld, named New Terra, a sense of optimism prevailed. The knowledge and capabilities they brought sparked a renaissance of scientific advancement throughout the galaxy. Sarah Chen, standing on the bridge of the horizon as it orbited New Terra, reflected on their incredible journey. From fleeing a doomed Earth to sleeping for 10 millennia, and now finding a new home among the stars, humanity had endured. As she watched ships from various alien races come and go from New Terra's bustling spaceport, Sarah smiled. The future was uncertain, filled with both promise and potential dangers. But one thing was clear. Humanity was no longer alone in the cosmos. They had found not just a new home, but new allies, new purpose, and new horizons to explore. The age of humanity had truly begun anew, and the galaxy would never be the same.